Welcome to Melissa Valentine's Nursery. My name is Melissa, and you guys, we have Cosmo, little baby Cosmo. Everybody knows he's the Charlie Sculpt. His artist is Gladys Aguilar. He is a cutie. Yeah, he's adorable. So I wanted to do a video. I had been working on a video previously. It was about you guys, I love education. Education is my thing. I have a master's degree in nursing education. I currently work as a nurse supervisor. I like education. So, what great way to educate you guys about or maybe have insight and deep think, right? So this video is going to ask, do we play out our deepest desires with our reborns? Think about this. Dolls, right? We look at them. There's many things we do with our dolls. We all play differently, right? We all interact differently. That's a better way of saying it. But do we play out our deepest desires? I'm going deeper than just this shallow, perspective of things. Think about this, okay? We use the babies for reborn therapy, right? For therapy, for immersion, for role play, okay? Now, these things that we're going to talk about, it may not apply to everybody, right? But are we substituting something within us with these beautiful babies, these beautiful bunkas, right? Are we filling a void? So let's talk about it. Do we play out our deepest desires with reborns? I feel like I'm doing a TED Talk. You guys ever look at the TED Talks? Some of them are really good. Look up TED Talks and it discusses things. It's more like a discussion. And I feel like that's what we're doing here. Okay. So when we look at the reborns and we play with them, are we lonely? Are we empty nesters? That's the first one, right? Are we playing out our loneliness? Are we using that emotion where we have to have something and play with it like it's, real human interaction? Is it the loneliness factor? A lot of us have kids. Some of us are empty nesters. My son's 18. One day it's going to happen to me. He's going to be like, deuces, mom, out of here, right? So, maybe we do that because we are by ourselves. Maybe we're widowed, who knows? That takes us into number 2, loss, right? Everybody experiences loss at some point. Maybe we're missing somebody. Maybe we've had family move. Maybe we have had to move and we lost that connection with our family. And we want that. We want that feeling. So we utilize the babies to help us, right? Think about it, you guys. Think about it. Okay? I have notes, so I look down a lot. All right. And I wrote big so I can see. So you have to think. Loss could be grief because of a mother who lost a baby, right? Maybe she has a memorial baby and she plays out her grief and sorrow in playing with that baby, and it helps her, right? Even widows. Maybe somebody is newly widowed. Hey, wait a minute. Maybe there are widowers too, right? This can't just all apply to women. Maybe it could apply to men as well, right? We got reborn daddies and uncles. Then we have the creative outlet. And I think part of me playing out my deepest desire in these babies, I think this is part of it, the creative aspect. Some of us choose to paint, right? Beautiful paint jobs, right? Okay. So some of us like to create fashion. I'm not in that. So some of us like fashion and clothes, and we may not get to go out anywhere and dress up, but we can utilize our babies, right? They're like our tools for helping us live out our fantasies in a way, right? Now, this is purely, purely analyzing this. I'm no doctor, I do not diagnose. Okay. So, then there's the artistic part where you may not be into fashion, but you like to play with the colors and like just be artistic when it comes to like dressing the baby, right? Okay. Then there's another factor. Let's say you never had one gender. Like for instance, let's say I have a son. I've never had a girl. So I tend to have more female reborns in my collection. I do. The females completely outnumber the boys by a long shot. I don't have a daughter, but let me tell you, I love dressing them in the girl clothes, and I don't get creative with it. A lot of them are ready-made outfits. Because I mean, look, he's not dressed to the nines by all means. Okay. So he's a cute bunka. So that could be something if you never had one of the genders before and you just, let's say you had all girls. Well, you might have all boys, right? Okay. Now, number 5 would be infertility. Let's say you can't have a baby. It could be from disease, illness, something happened along the way. Okay. Maybe you just never was able to have children, or maybe you can't have children because of medication you were on. Maybe you have a mental illness and you cannot have a baby because of the medications are not advised for pregnancy, right? And you have to stay stable. So that's another thing, like how our deepest desires play out with our reborns. So if we are infertile, you use these babies to substitute to fill that void, right? You play out the fantasy of having a baby. How about anxiety, PTSD, trauma, depression, any psychological disorder? I do have anxiety, and I will be honest. The babies do help bring that down. Who doesn't look at a baby and not feel a certain way, especially if they don't cry and they don't, have to be changed or have to be fed? It's just cute. I mean, if you have anxiety and you look at this face, come on, right? And then people with PTSD, maybe they have poor memories of, I just kicked my own camera, of not being taken care of well. Maybe there was abuse, right? So we try to take what we didn't get and apply it to, maybe a reborn. There's many ways that we play out our deepest desires or fantasies or, filling voids, right? So another thing is the aesthetic pleasure or entertainment. We may plant these babies around the house. I do that. I plant the babies around the house and I'll look, oh, how cute. Oh my God, how cute. It's wonderful. There's the aesthetic pleasure of it. One thing we know is this is our happy place. All of us are here with our reborns. No matter what our challenge in life is, whether we had abuse, whether we were, whatever caused us, any type of trauma, psychological disorders, anything, right? One thing we do know is that this is what makes us happy. This is our happy place. This is our safe zone. And how we interact is what does it for us, right? So, I feel like creating awareness also in my videos is very important because, I rather uplift and say, hey, it's okay. It's okay for us to, have setbacks and traumas and grieve and be depressed, have anxiety. It's okay. You know, stress is normal in life, and some of us are hit with harder challenges than others. And if it takes us, a reborn baby, to bounce back or to help us along the way, then so be it, right? Let's inspire one another. Let's break down the taboo of this niche hobby, right? You know, I have met so many amazing people in the reborn hobby since I've been watching YouTube and starting YouTube. I don't watch YouTube as much as I used to because I'm making more content than anything, but there are so many amazing women. There are some toxic ones, but we're not going to get into it. For instance, somebody told me about somebody who was basically talking about me. I don't care, right? I don't care, because you're not going to break me down in my own hobby. It's simple as that. I do my hobby my way. You do it your way. I have my friends in my hobby. So I know, you know, the best thing we can do is build each other up, right? Women, men, you know, whoever's in the hobby. I've seen, you know, it shocked me. There's a lot more men than I thought in this hobby. There's a lot more men than I thought. And it doesn't matter if you're a man or woman, whatever, you know, as long as we can come together and enjoy it. And I felt like, you know, this video may help break down some taboos. You know, there's going to be people watch and judge. But the best we can do is educate and inform. And I feel like knowledge is power. Now, what you do with that power is up to you. But I just feel like our hobby is special because it's beautiful. I mean, this is not just a mainstream hobby. This is a unique, special hobby. And it takes a special, beautiful, kind-hearted person to look at these babies and love on them and play with them and collect them. You know, I mean, I don't see somebody that's like rugged and like, you know, who, I don't know. I just feel like this is more of a softer hobby, and it's like, it's emotional, and that's great. I don't care if you're whatever gender you are, it doesn't matter, because this is what brings us together, and this is what makes us feel better. This is our medicine. This is our natural medicine for us. But, you know, I just want to get on there and say that, hey, you know, I wanted to bring these points up because it's okay. But anyway, you guys, I love you guys so much. You know, there's always buy me a coffee in the description. I have to fix my merch link. I've just been super busy. I love you guys so much. Leave a comment, subscribe, share, right? You know, the stigma of these reborns is changing. People, they're becoming more mainstream. But there are a lot of people judging still. And we need to lift each other up. And, you know, we're mature adults in this hobby, you know? So, and we all do it our own way. So, but if you're not subscribed, subscribe. I'd love to have you. And leave a comment. Love comments. It takes me time to get to them. But I want to thank you guys so much. Have a beautiful day. Till next time. Bye, you guys. Love you.